together, but you do not want to be together anymore. Mr. St. Jean, you want the return or the value of something that is very near and dear to your heart. We will discuss that momentarily. Before we do, however, Ms. Bruce, I'm going to start with you. Why don't you tell me a little bit about this relationship and why we're here in divorce court today?
Well, me and Mike met on a boat. And
you met on a what?
On a boat.
On a boat, okay.
Yeah, I didn't really want to go to the party, but I said, you know what, I'm going to go. And then I go with a friend. And my first thing was just, I didn't want to be on the water. But once I found out the boat wasn't going to take off because of the fog, I said, all right, cool. We're going to just stay here. So I'm partying, and then this guy comes over to me, and he's just like, yeah. And I'm looking at my friend like, this guy is totally drunk. And she's, we're trying to wait to see what he's going to do. And then he lifts me up, tells me he's not going to let me go, and then almost drops me in a garbage can. So,
it works.
Long story short, we just exchanged numbers. We did. He went home with somebody else, and I went home, and then after
Mr. St. Jean, I must say that's a novel approach. I've never seen anybody. Is that normally how you strike up a conversation with a woman, or was that just a spur of the moment thought?
I mean, women like a little aggressiveness, so I just
You just go for it.
Go for the gusto,
Okay. So when did things start to go south?
A little, not too deep into the relationship, but still within the first year, some trust issues came about, I could say, because of me. And a lot of it was our personalities clashing.
When you say trust issues came about because of you, be more specific.
Well, that old phone. So
the phone?
Yeah, those phones. When we first got together, like I said, we both were in party mode. So once we made it official, everybody knows nobody really takes it seriously when you say you're in a relationship in the beginning. So you still get those text messages, and it's up to you to entertain them or not. With me, it was that, and then something was going on with us where we would spend a lot of time with each other, but it was still one thing missing, and I think it was the bonding. I used to tell him he would be there, but he wasn't really there.
He wasn't present.
Right. In the physical, but
but he wasn't mentally and emotionally present.
Right.
What makes you say he wasn't mentally and emotionally present?
He just wasn't having any conversation. He wasn't.
Well, what was he doing? Just sitting on the couch?
Yeah, a lot of making out.
Okay. All right, Mr. St. Jean, you don't need to start from the beginning, but why don't you tell me a little bit about your relationship from your point of view?
All right. Well, like she said, the trust issue started because of her.
Mm-hmm.
I needed to use a phone because my phone was messed up at the time, so I needed to use her phone.
Right.
As soon as I go on her phone, the first thing that popped up was text messages. And all the text messages was from dudes she was talking to, like, oh, I wish you wasn't in a relationship, or,
Yeah, just stuff that was inappropriate.
Yeah, inappropriate stuff.
She's got a man. She doesn't need to be talking to these other ones.
Right, and that bothered me because, like she said, we was in party mode. I was running around playing myself. But I cut everything off to give her my full undivided attention. Even if she says I wasn't there, I was there. And
Now, she says you were there in the physical form, but you said, I think what she's saying, and maybe I got this wrong, she wasn't really getting to know you because y'all were so busy fooling around, which is, that's fun in the
phase,
that there was, the mental connection was missing. Do you feel that may have happened?
I had no complaints.
Yeah. So when did things start to go south for you?
When that happened.
When the telephone thing happened.
I'm reading the text message, and I'm like you leaving the lane open for these dudes just in case we don't work. I could have been doing the same thing. I feel like
you were keeping a couple on the back burner in case this thing didn't work out.
You swinging me around and all that.
That wasn't why, though. Like I said, there was a void in our relationship, and I can say it was more leaning towards the type of attention I wanted. Now, the phone that he found was an old phone.
The way to resolve that is not to give other people attention. It is to turn to him and say, hey, man, we need to talk some more.
Right.
Let's talk, or start a conversation. Don't, you know what I mean?
And
That's not rational.
That's the lesson that I had to learn on my own. See, what he's not saying that is that it was an old phone. And he has a thing for things laying around, old technology. He'll pick it up and play with it. But that phone was over there. I told him, whatever you saw in that phone, it stopped where it started. Wherever you saw it is where it stopped. I had a new phone by then, was nothing going on my phone, and I realized myself, if I have any problem with him, that I should come to him and talk about it. I'm just upset that, you know, he found it later.
We all know you were wrong. We were attacking you. You were keeping them on the back burner. You say you weren't, but you were keeping your options open. I understand what was happening, Mr. St. John, and I understand why you were mad about it, too.
All right, so it's would you want to be around
I got it.
I
got it. Mr. St. John.
All right.
You say she doesn't listen to you.
She definitely
when you give her advice or information, it goes right in one ear and out the other.
All right.
Explain to me, give me an example of a circumstance where she simply failed to listen.
All right. Our son, I told her he's a little too old to be in the bassinet now, you know? Like, put him in the playpen now, or the bigger joint for him to relax. You know, he can relax
so
and spread his legs and all that. He gets his exploring now. He in the bassinet, he just be sitting up and, you know, he want to move around. I told her that. Maybe 2 weeks later, I come in the house, he's in the bassinet. But she tells me it's because her friend came by and told her, oh, he's too big for the bassinet. Like, I just told you that 2 weeks ago. Why, when your friend comes over, now it's okay?
Now it's a fact.
Now, oh yeah, she's right. Like,
Ms. Bruce, do you fail to listen to him when he's giving you reasonable and rational information?
No, it's not that. When he was telling me, it was just me being lazy, because I was storing his diapers and everything in there, and the changing tables up there. And I'm just like, all right. I knew he had to get out, but I'm like, I'll get to it. And by the time my friend comes over, and she is witnessing him, you know, doing this and trying to get out, 8 months, you know, trying to be on his own. She's like, Nicole, please, right now, I help you. Just put him in the playpen. So I said, you know what? All right, whatever. And then I did it. So when he came home, you know.
Were you just hard-headed? Is that what it is in general?
I think it's more me being lazy than hard-headed.
Well, you need to get over that.
And then after a few drinks, it's like, appreciate you, baby. All right, baby. Everybody's baby. And they, you know, they don't, now they're confused. They don't know if we're a couple or we out as friends.